Bill King on X at Bill is King. Also find his show 6 to 9 Monday through Friday in Nashville. Of course, Nashville Sports Talk Radio, all over the great state of Tennessee and more. Bill, happy Friday. Happy New Year. How are you, sir?
Hey, Jake. Doing good. Appreciate it.
Bill, I appreciate you. All right, Nick Saban out before we get to the new era of Alabama football. Just talking to guests over the last day and a half. You've covered this league as long and as good as anybody. Your thoughts of Nick Saban and we know about the wins and the legacy, but just how you kind of frame it up as you see him kind of walk out the door.
I was shocked. To sit here and say I saw this coming would be a lie. I thought he had a good 5 years left in him, and I think this season broke him. I think the way the team started, playing really poorly, the way they went down to Tampa, wouldn't play their quarterback at the time, and frankly, Jalen Milroe. And it was a big cluster with Tyler Buckner and Ty Simpson as we watched. They were not ready to play. The offense couldn't do anything against a really bad team, and I thought they'd lose 2 or 3 more games at that point. The way he in season was, I think, arguably his best job ever, including all the previous national championships. But I think this vigilante environment that we're in, that is only going to get worse. And the constant having to not only go out and recruit and poach other teams, but have your players poached. And then probably every day at a place like Alabama, somebody is expressing their unhappiness because of the locker room and who's getting paid and who's not getting paid. I think that just accelerated his aging 10 times, guys. I really do. And I think the culmination of that broke him as a coach. I think it literally broke him.
Bill King on your radio Friday edition of the program. And Bill, I agree with you 100%. And it sounds like, in so many words, that's probably what did happen. So now Kalen DeBoer comes in from Washington. Your thoughts of a guy who, has won everywhere he's been. He has an unbelievable win-loss record. Just played for a national championship and on the scene in college football, major college football, just 2 years.
Phenomenal coach. A fantastic hire. And I think he knows what to do with talent. Now, he's never had his hands on Alabama talent, but he's had his hands on a team that could get to the championship game. What he doesn't know, and nobody could, is the enormity of that job. There is not another job in college like that one, where it's not win or die, it's win or we take you to the guillotine. That kind of death, right? And you don't know what you don't know until, let's say, day 3 he's down there on the job, and it's the first moment he's been in his office and it's quiet. It's just him in that office. He's going to have a come-to-Jesus moment about what he's taken on. I'm not saying at all he can't handle it, but he has no idea what he's gotten himself into.
Yeah, Bill, I mean, I obviously think he'll be successful there. I wish him all the best there. But, we were talking about this yesterday, is a lot of fans that are, say, 35 and younger, I don't think they're old enough to remember prior to Nick Saban. I don't know that it's just as simple as, rinse and repeat, change shirts, put another one on, and continue the same thing. I mean, we have seen Alabama prior to Nick Saban. A lot of us have.
They hired 7 different head coaches from Bear Bryant to Nick Saban. 2 of them you could call good hires. The other 5 you could call catastrophic. At least 3 of those you could call catastrophic. That bad of a hire. Now, what's that have to do with Coach DeBoer? Nothing, but it just goes to show you the biggest schools blow lots of hires. But I would endorse, having said all of that, I think this is a good hire. I think he's 49. He's not super young. He's certainly not old. And he knows how to deal with talent, and he knows how to project talent. And he's an offensive side of the ball guy. Now, Nick comes from defense, but remember, a few years back, Nick adjusted and decided we just need to score a bunch of points, and they got a guy that's going to do that. And that quarterback position is going to be a lot better. And I know Milroe improved a lot and got accolades, but that's going to be interesting because that's probably not his style of quarterback.
Bill, before we get you out of here, just your thoughts on the new SEC. I mean, I know we still got to see these, as you said, vigilante rosters kind of come to a culmination after spring practice and that second transfer portal, but with Texas coming in, already making the playoff this past year. They've got a lot of guys coming back. Quinn Ewers says today he's coming back. Steve Sarkisian back. They come into the league. Oklahoma, we'll see what they look like. Ole Miss, a lot of excitement in this state and will continue to be for Lane Kiffin and his program. Missouri, Georgia, for a league that seemed kind of down this year, it looks like it's going to be very strong next year.
Texas was worried 2 years ago. What would they be like in football when it was time to join the league? Right now, it's not a worry. That is a really good-looking football team. If you're ranking the league right now, you're just taking the 16, which is the way it's going to be. We don't have divisions coming up in football. They'd probably be in the top 3. That's what they've got coming back. They recruit well from Texas, but all over America, and they do well in the portal. They've got some key pieces coming in the portal. They had the 2 best defensive tackles in America, the best pairing of D tackles. They got to replace them. That's something you guys know down there because Mississippi State's had a lot of good defensive linemen. Dudes like that are hard to come by, and they've got to replace those 2.
Bill, I appreciate your time today. Look, hey, Happy New Year. Thanks so much for joining us. Look, and we'll catch up and we'll do it again. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Thank you.